Hello everyone, and welcome to No Sugar Challenge Cooking. Now, I'm doing these videos because I started something almost 10, 11 months ago where I went sugar-free. And not to say completely sugar-free, but low sugar, and I've also been doing low carbs. I've been cooking and putting recipes, well, not full recipes, but my pictures of my food out for the past almost 10 months. And now I'm finally to the point where I want to start sharing with everyone just what kind of things I cook and how I cook them. Since I'm only one person, I have learned how to cook for just one person. So today, what I'm going to be doing is making a crustless pizza bake. Now I have some Rao's homemade pizza sauce, which is only 40 calories per quarter of a cup. Now I have my quarter cup measuring spoon. I have some shredded mozzarella. Normally it would be better to use it off the block, but I use pre-shredded just for the convenience sake. Most of my videos are going to be based around convenience cooking. Reason being, when I'm working normally, when all of what is going on in the world is not going on, I usually only have 30 minutes to start my meal and then eat it, or from start to finish. Then I only have a little while to eat it before I have to go to sleep to get up in the morning. I work very long hours. So the purpose of these videos is to show how to cook something for one person easily and as conveniently as possible. So here's what I'm doing. I have 15 Hormel pepperoni slices. That's one serving according to the packaging. I have a half cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. Not 100% sure what the serving size is. Just a second. Serving size is 1/4 of a cup. So, since this is more cheese, this is about, we'll say 220 calories here. I'm only going to use 1/4 of a cup of the Rao's, so that's going to be 40 calories here. And then the pepperonis, one second again, pepperonis are 150 calories. So, 220, 150, that's going to be 370 plus 40. So that will equal out to about 410 calories for this pizza bake. Okay, so now that's out of the way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these off to the side in my little ramekin that I've got here. I'll be using that later. So what I'm going to do is take my pepperonis, and this board is clean. I want to stress that. I've just used it so much it's gotten stained from all of the pepperonis and tomatoes and onions and potatoes and everything else I've cooked on it. I've had this cutting board for a very long time. So, it's not dirty. Don't give me nothing in the comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pepperonis and I'm actually going to cut them into quarters because we're trying to fill up this ramekin here. So rather than just layer them and then have big chunks of sliced pepperoni, I don't want that. I want my pepperonis to be more spread out. So I'm going to actually quarter them like this. And then just take and loosely separate them. You could chop them more finely, but I don't really want to. I actually like them in the quarters. Just take, separate. Taking a little more time than I thought it would, but that's fine. That's fine. Look, just kind of crumble them like that. Okay, then you've got your pepperonis. So, what I'm going to do is take my Rao's pizza sauce, which the reason I like Rao's, and the reason a lot of people who do low carb and low sugar like Rao's brand, not sponsored by Rao's. I'm not getting any money for promoting this particular one. The only reason I'm doing it is because it's only got 2 grams of carbs and 2 grams of sugar per serving. And with the no sugar challenge, I only limit myself to buying things that have at most 2 grams of sugar. 2 grams of sugar. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a spoon. I'm going to spoon about 1/4 cup into my measuring cup just so I can make sure I have the right amount for the serving. Now that's about 1/4 cup. So, set this jar off to the side. I've got my ramekin here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little sauce to start with and just plop it down. And you kind of stir it around some, just enough to where it coats the bottom of the ramekin. You don't need a lot of sauce for this part. This is just to get the flavor in there. So, you've got your sauce. Then you take your cheese. Oh, my sauce is overflowing a little. Then you take your cheese, sprinkle a little bit. Now we're going to layer this like a casserole or like a lasagna. Then you take your pepperonis and you just kind of toss them in there. Now obviously you can use peppers, you can use vegetables, you can use whatever you like for your filling for this no crust pizza bake. There are no rules to this. The only rule is to watch your serving sizes and to make sure you know how many calories you're actually consuming. So you got another layer of sauce, another layer of cheese, more pepperonis, and you just repeat that over and over until you get to where you've used up all of your ingredients. So, more pepperonis, more sauce. Probably could have actually used more on the bottom, but it's okay. Oh no, actually this is about right. Anyway, you just layer it in there, grab your cheese. Okay, we've got just about enough cheese to where we want to do this a little differently for the final layer. So now you take the last of your pepperonis, and I know I've got a lot left. I probably should have put more on the bottom layer, but it's okay. It's not going to affect the quality of the dish at all to have more pepperonis on top. But what I'm going to do, go ahead and put my pepperonis, all of them. I'm not topping this with the pepperonis, I'm topping it with the cheese, just to give it a better look. So then I'm going to use the last of my rows. Alright, last of my rows, make sure to get as even a coating as I can. Alright, then I want to use the remainder of my cheese to just top it off. Now I probably used a little too much cheese in another part of it, but that's okay. Because what we're going to do is we're going to bake this, but not in a traditional oven. What I am using actually is a Farberware air fryer. Now the reason I'm using an air fryer rather than an oven is because I don't want to preheat the oven too much. But let me plug this in. Now I'm going to set this for about 350. This does not have a digital thermometer on it, so you get close. It's going to be fine. Then you want to preheat it for about 5 minutes. And now we're going to wait. Okay, there's the ding. Our air fryer is preheated. Now, what you want to do is take your ramekin, just very carefully put it directly into your air fryer. Now what I am going to do is place it back in here. Then I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes to start with. That way, hopefully the cheese won't burn on top. If you feel it needs more, you can always go for longer. So I'll see you guys again in 10 minutes. Alright, now that our 10 minutes are up, we can take our thing here and check, and look at that. Cheese is just a little bit more done than what I would have liked for it to be, but for other people, this is about perfect. Now what you want to do not reach your hands in here to try to grab it with your bare hands. The ramekin is very hot, so with a pair of tongs, be very careful. Just lift it out and straight down onto a plate. Now, this is the result. I'm being very careful, I'm not touching it for too long. Move this out of the way. So, this is, as I said, around 400 calories with all the ingredients that we put into it. And I want to show you how it looks when we dig into it. Now obviously I am not about to put this in my mouth. I just want to show you guys what it looks like on the inside. And see, notice, even though we didn't use any non-stick, the cheese isn't sticking to the ramekin too bad. But here we go. Get you a nice fork full of it. And look at that. Look at that. Nice pepperoni, cheese, and sauce. No crust. And it will still give you that satisfied feeling of having something at least pizza flavored. Now, as I said, I'm going to let this cool off before I eat it. But I just wanted to show y'all this recipe because it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. It's the whole reason why I even bought this ramekin in the first place, was so I could do single portion baking. Now, my baking, of course, was in an air fryer, but the thing with an air fryer is it's basically just a small condensed oven that circulates air. That's how it air fries, is the air gets superheated and circulates because of a fan. So, anyway, thank you everyone for watching. If you like this dish, let me know. If you want to try it for yourself, go ahead. You saw how easy it was. Pepperonis, cheese, and sauce. And if the Rouse is a little too expensive for you, because it is a higher price sauce, just use whatever other sauce you want. When doing the no sugar challenge, what I do for myself is I try to limit my sugar intake to 10 grams a day. Now, sometimes I go over a little bit, and sometimes I don't reach the 10 grams. The point is to strive for that goal. Now, if you eat 11 grams of sugar, or 12, or even 15, it's not the end of the world. Don't panic. Your body can't tell the difference between 2 grams of sugar and 3 grams of sugar, honestly. So, if you need to get a, if the Rouse is a little too expensive, you can use another brand of sauce. But I would recommend looking at the nutrition label. Always look at the nutrition label for anything when you're in the store. Try to find one with a lower sugar content than the others. Now, don't make the mistake I got one time getting margarita pizza sauce, because that margarita sauce has a completely different flavor from regular pizza sauce. So, that's my take on it. For the no sugar challenge, you can try to get 0 sugar in, but that is so difficult to do. Therefore, the way I try to do it is 10 grams for a daily limit. That's less than what keto would ask you to do. It's less than Atkins. And if you can do less sugar. It's fine. If you can't do less, strive for around 10 grams of sugar. It's a good number. It's what I use. And like I said in the store earlier in the video, when you are shopping, try to make whatever you buy have at most 2 grams of sugar. If you can get it for less than 2 grams of sugar on the nutrition label, that's better. But remember, That's per serving. You have to watch that. Now, just because it says 2 grams of sugar, it could have 10 servings per package. And just like with the Rouse, it was 2 grams of sugar, but only for 1 cup. If I had used half a cup, there would be 4 grams of sugar. Pay attention to your serving sizes and always read the nutrition label. And remember to stay healthy. I'll see y'all in the next video.